We're back at the Ranger here. Previous video we did the timing chain, or we did the timing belt. And the next thing we're gonna do here is we had deleted the stock cooling fan on there, and we got something special to put in there. 16-inch electric cooling fan. A common mod on most vehicles. You can gain to 7 to 14 horsepower just by using the cooling fan, and you're gonna get a lot more better cooling. So see how she fits in there. Oh, she fits in there perfect. Also, the next thing we're gonna do today is we got to put the new coolant sensor in there. A new sensor actually came with this kit, and then we got to flush the coolant, do a coolant flush, and make that all fresh. And the next thing we have to do is a voltage regulator. Here we have the new voltage regulator. I picked up a cheap one on eBay, so I guess we'll see how this works. What happened was we're on the dunes and we ended up getting on a drag strip, seeing if we could drag race, and we ended up just completely frying the battery. Acid went everywhere and we got stuck on the dunes. And it was due to this regulator going out and pushing too much voltage into the battery. So we're going to replace that too, and then get along with it. So stay tuned. We got the voltage regulator out. As you can see, this one's pretty wore down. I'm not sure what that's if that's what caused it to fail. Looking at it versus the new one, it's the new one looks pretty fresh. I don't know if it was those brushes that went out. Looking in the back here on the old one, it didn't really seem to look like anything really noticeable, but we know it's bad, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that new one in. And another thing is, if you guys are doing this yourself, don't pull this out until you get it in there, because that releases these brushes. So we're going to proceed to put that back in. It's really simple, and then we'll move on to flushing the heater core, the radiator, put new fluid in there, and then we'll work on getting the fan in. So alright guys, here we have the thermostat housing for the radiator. Right now we're washing it off. I'll show you what we got going on with it. If you look right here, you can see there's a pretty decent sized, well, it's not bad, but there's just a little crack there. When we're pulling, trying to pull a sensor out, we pulled the whole insert out and it ended up cracking the housing here. Instead of getting a new one of these, which is about like 60 bucks, we picked up ourselves some JB Weld. What we're going to do now is we're just going to, we're putting it in soap and whatnot, trying to get as much grease off as possible. And then we'll spray it with some brake clean, get her nice and cleaned off, and then we'll apply the weld. Then hopefully that's all we need to do to repair it. So we'll see how she works. So.
Baby, 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 don't you know yet? I've been on a high.
All right, here we got the JB Weld has set. It's pretty solid already. The first batch we did actually dried way too quick before we can even get it on. So this stuff definitely dries pretty quick, but it's set pretty good. So we're gonna try that. This is the new sensor that belongs in, that's the new sensor that goes with the new cooling fan. So we're gonna go ahead and we got that in there. And then we can go ahead and proceed to put this back in and go from there. So
make me smile. And baby, baby, don't you go yet.
Alright, we got the new cooling fan installed. Seems like she blows pretty good. Nice. You can see, to install it, all we had to do is just pull these little tabs through the midsections of the radiator, and it's pretty good. We got her started up. We're just adding some coolant now. We got the thermostat wired in, so hopefully it's going to come on after it warms up here. But so we'll just go from there. Alright, we got the alternator here. Got it pulled out. Took like 2 seconds at the most. Anyways, we're gonna go get a new one. We got a new alternator. Just picked it up. We're gonna throw that in there, and hopefully that'll fix our problem. Most likely is a problem, but we'll toss it in there and see how she goes. So. Alright, got a new alternator in. We just got to plug in the electronics, the belt's back on, and then we're going to start her up and see if she works. Alright, we're getting voltage now. We just had a bad fuse in there. We got that fuse, and along with a few other fuses to replace. We got a K&N air filter to put in there, so that should work pretty well. So yeah. Alright, we got our little thing hooked up here. This is staying at 186. See how she does. 196, 194, 204. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Looks like it's keeping up pretty well. We're still at 194. has been jumping between 175 and 210, so it's looking pretty good. Dude, that's freaking mint. Decent. All right, we got a K&N filter in there. We got the fan on. We got it hardwired to turn on. We'll probably put a toggle switch in there. We got a brand new alternator in because the voltage regulator didn't seem to fix a problem. Other than that, I think that's about all we have to do today. Might be ripping on the dunes soon here. If so, I'll get some footage of that. So, wrenching went pretty well. Which feels a lot better, so is that about it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it. That's a wrap. All right, stay tuned.